is spinning on a screen where dreams are winning. Every dish is piece of magic. Come along, let's make it tragic. Dance in the kitchen where the flavors intertwine. Laughing and cooking, we're on a vibe so fine. Your aroma's rising, the chat is vibing. With the laughter, joys are arriving. Every cut that sizzles on it. Dana's kitchen, it's the heart. Dance in the kitchen where the flavors intertwine. Laughing and cooking with the times of food and night. Electric nights and streaming light. We're tuning in, feeling right. Spicy sauces, sweet surprise. It's and Dana's around. I'll discover new delights with every cover. Chopping, mixing every taste. No ingredients, cut to waste. Dance in the kitchen where the flavors intertwine. Laughing and cooking, we're on a vibe so fine. The aroma's rising, the chat is riding. With their laughter, joy's arriving. Every cut and seals art. In Dana's kitchen, it's the heart. Dance in the kitchen where the flavors intertwine. Laughing and cooking with the tides of food and life. Amidst the lights, she sets the stage. Dana's kitchen, turn of age. Stringing life with zest and flavor. Every moment wants to savor. A twitch and chase it in a kitchen. Sizzling sounds and colors, glisten. Interactive, oh so sticky. In Dana's kitchen, feel the heat. Midnight snacks and morning brew. With the charm you can refuse. If it's one need morning down, take a chance, I glass of blue. The Dana's kitchen, the sweet's alive. Whisking up my different flavors, God. Dreaming dreams and the neon lights. We take joy on this starry night. Tune it tight, she says it right. From savory dishes to sweet delights. Every sprinkle, every dash. Creating moments of cool refresh. Dance in the kitchen where the flavors intertwine. Laughing and cooking with the tides of food and life. Dance in the kitchen where the flavors intertwine. Laughing and cooking with the tides of food and life. Dana's in the kitchen. Let's cook, let's have some fun. Whipping up the best. Oh yeah. Plates full of yum. Plates full of yum. Oh yeah. Rockies by the stove, bestest boy. Tail wags to the beat of the pan's hot sizzle. Laughing over cocktails, speakers. Oh yeah, feel that groove. Rocky's on the idle watchful eye in Dana's realm. Crazy tunes of perfection. Hear them sing. Salt fry and season. Taste buds ignite.
I'm just following him.
Turn on Twitch, let's have some fun. Dana's kitchen has begun. She's whipping up the very best with bartender, drink more, cook less. He's the tech guy, Robbie, Randy, Roy. Rocky is the bestest boy. The food is great, come grab a plate. The show's starting, so don't be late. Dana's kitchen.
Ooh, you could make pita dough.
I look ridiculous.
Hello, happy Thursday. How is everybody doing? How are you doing, Robbie?
We have music tonight. So.
That's excellent, because it does say drinks got the tunes, and I was listening to the music and I was like, you didn't have tunes the last two streams, so there we go. The Velveeta technique. No, not the Velveeta technique, but we're gonna start just one day early or one stream early on working on the walk from Kenji, which is the cookbook that we're gonna be working on this month. And I've also got some other things I wanna do too, because I know Kanara's doing some picnic foods and I wanna kind of get in on that. And I think Whiskey Monster might be doing some sandwiches and Hippie's doing something with Ocean. So we're gonna try and fit that all in with all the walk stuff coming in June. But I wanna first say, thank you, Fajita. Did you know that it's been 45 months, Fajita? 45 months, that's a really long time. That must mean we've been on the air for been streaming for 4 years, which seems crazy that some middle-aged woman who's a therapist has been streaming food and drink, and you guys keep showing up. It's crazy, crazy. So there we go, and we've got Adra, the Metal Outlaws, in here, and Luminology, who made a ton of queso and probably is the Velveeta expert in the room. And Lady I, you were first, and Michael's in here pretending to be George, talking in the third person.
George is getting upset.
George is getting upset. Yeah, so there we go. Velveeta, you're exactly where you need to be, exactly. It's all making me hungry, isn't it? So we're gonna start today by talking about some basics about Asian cooking, and then I'm gonna try, this is my goal. My goal for this month is to try, as I learn, teach you guys something maybe new. If you're really great at Asian cooking already, like if Chef John Long is in here, I ain't teaching him anything. He's already an expert at all of this, right? And he may chime in and help me a little bit there. So Kung Pao triggered that. I know, I remember was it Kung Pao chicken in that episode? Probably was. I don't remember exactly what it was. No, I know. But is that what was triggered in the show? I mean, was that it in the show, is what I'm saying, in Seinfeld. I get where the references are coming from, but Kung Pao. But, so we're gonna do Chinese American Kung Pao, so it's not like really true Chinese. Yeah, that's what George was eating. Sounds about right. Now, I played with the wok the other day, and Robbie and I decided we came to a conclusion about how much heat we need in something. It was just beyond a little too spicy for me, and Robbie, it was right on that edge. So, Min-Max, hello, welcome in, Min-Max, and all of you lovely people, welcome in, Raiders, welcome. We're just getting started, so your timing is perfect. If you don't know who I am, my name is Dana. I'm a home chef in North Texas, and my daughter is Kelsey. So you may have watched her with Pink Gorilla and Pew Pew Bang and all those good stuff. I'm her mom, so all her awesomeness rubbed off on me. So, but we're here today. So raid message. I like it. This is an awesome raid message. Maybe that's what our raid message should be if we go somewhere. This is an awesome raid message. So, Araxius, hello. Mid-Max Show, I know. Shrubbery, welcome. Welcome to our community, to our family here. Last stream, I had everybody vote multiple times throughout our stream. And Araxius, thank you for that follow. And we voted on a cookbook to work on for the month of June because I've realized I have a lot of cookbooks and I maybe make 3 or 4 things out of them and I don't really deep dive into them. So I have The Walk by Kenji, which is a great cookbook, and I have actually read more of that than I have other cookbooks. So we're going to really explore using a wok this month. So we've got that. Hello, Noimu. Hello. How are you? Thank you, Never Gonna Stop. And, who redeemed the meal redemption? Noimu. Oh, my gosh. All right, you got to get with me and tell me what you want me to cook. And as long as it's not going to cost me like $200, like don't go picking beluga caviar for the dinner. No, probably no edible gold leaf. I mean, maybe. I haven't priced edible gold leaf. I just know what beluga caviar is. You love stir fry. We're going to love it tonight. We're doing Kung Pao chicken. But first, before we do that, I had some people ask me to talk about what would you put in your, what would be the staples if you had an Asian pantry. So to get started, I'm going to tell you one of the things I love about the wok and what I love about stir fry, what I love about fried rice is you can use your leftovers. So once you kind of get comfortable with how much of things that you need, you can create a meal out of like basically nothing. So there we go. Let's see here. You can cook is one of the things that got you interested in cooking as a kid. I thought for sure he was going to lose a finger. I mean, you can cook, right? That's great. You're good. Now I need to know what you want. So I wanted to start with here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with pantry staples. We're going to talk a little bit about woks, but I have another wok coming and I want to talk about it more when I have that, which will be probably next Thursday. Next Thursday, Megabytes is going to be here with us. Tex Egg for Life. Thank you for the biddies. I got to get a little sticker up here for you because I know you're up here.
You were created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.
Tex Egg always has the best thing
always
to say
believe.
for everybody. All right. Oh, look, there's ramen noodles on here.
Perfect.
Let's see. Where is Tex Egg for Life on
Bottom
here?
right.
Bottom right. There we go. Look at that. Thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you. All right. And Noimu, holy cow. Noimu,
cheered
thank you so
100.
much for
Thank
the
you.
biddies. Are you up here yet?
I believe so.
I think so too. I know we have Ami Nam Mom Mommy.
Yeah, top left of the middle of the
Top.
fridge. Middle, top.
Oh, there we go. We got another. Thank you guys so much for the biddies. Look at this. What a great start today on Thursday. So let's talk. We're going to talk about pantry staples. We're going to talk a little bit about the wok, and then we're going to. The technique I want to teach today is called velveting.
Not Velveeta.
Not Velveeta, but velveting, which is a process for the meat that we're going to do. So we're going to start the meat, chop some vegetables while we let the meat chill out, and then we're going to start cooking some things. And I got to cook rice because I forgot to do that the other night, right? And then we had almost everything was cooked or ready, and then we had to wait for Dana to cook the rice. So let's talk. Why don't we do that first? I'm going to get rice started because it can hang around for a while, and then we can just heat it up. So let's start with the rice. So the rice, I didn't even get a pot out for it yet. Oh, where is my pot for that?
The one that's in the sink?
Is it in the, yes, where's the lid? Now, where's the lid?
Do I have to find everything?
You, if you put it away, you do. If he puts it away, he totally has to go find things for me. Hello, Schmoopy. How are you, Master of Splits? And there we go. There's our lid. Okay, so rice. We're going to be using a medium grain rice tonight. It is a Californian rice. It's made in California, grown in California. It is Kokuho Rose. Oh my gosh, what's a hello? Oh my gosh, I'm never gonna get to cook. It's okay, it's okay. I'll get to cook. And Robbie may not get to eat until like 9, but he'll live with it. You're gonna drop alert while you run up the road to the store. What? I don't think so. Is it not? Is it here? Put it on my head. I have things. There we go. There's our hype train hat. All right, Watsa. And Watsa, 24 months. Thank you so much for the hype train. Here we go. Here we go. I don't have aprons yet, but once I get the aprons ordered, I couldn't get the image to upload. I want to order those so that when we hit level 5, finish a level 5 hype train, we can give away aprons.
Hey, King of APOC.
And that's the only way to get them. So, hello, King of APOC. Smoked bratwurst burnt ends with beer barbecue glaze. Robbie's going to write that down for me. Sides with pretzel crusted fried okra served with aioli and German potato salad with smoked jalapenos and extra bacon. I love it. It's kind of like German Texan going there, which is right up my alley. Okay, so this is the medium grain rice we're going to use tonight, okay? And the other night, I put too much water in my rice, and if Darth is in here, I did it again. But I measured it, I just measured wrong. But if he's not in here, don't tell him that I messed up my rice again. It still was fine. It just had more of a congee, what's the word, texture to it. Texture, that's the word. That's the word. Okay, so 2 cups of the rice, 2.5 cups of water. See, I doubled my my rice last time.
Is that why it was so watery?
That's why it was creamy like a congee. Yes. Not watery. It was not watery. You're just wrong.
I use different words.
Oh, that would be great. We could do it on that night. All right, did you write all that down? He's over there going, what else do you want me to do, woman? Come on. All right.
I would never say it quite like that.
Well, you wouldn't say it out loud, but I could see it on your face, so.
You saw all that on my face.
Yes, I did. He can't hide it from me. I'm so glad that you volunteer as tribute, TexAg for Life. All right. Let's see here. Amy PBR.
Amy PBR
Thank
cheered
you
100.
For the biddies. I
Thank
don't know.
you.
Is Amy
All aboard
PBR
the
up
hype
there?
train.
I don't think this month yet. So I need to write another one. All right, let me get this water measured. And I haven't rinsed my rice yet. Let's rinse. Let me ask you this. Do we want more I think we want stickier rice, right? So I might rinse it a little bit, but I don't want to rinse it all the way. I forget to rinse my rice a lot. It is one of the things. And then we'll talk about the pantry.
I always behave TexAg for life.
Oh, so not true.
Always.
Should I say, yeah, you always behave. It's such a bummer.
Yes, you should say that.
You should behave less.
I cook less. Does that count?
I know you do cook less. It does not count. All right. So we rinsed some of that off, and we need 2.5. I think this is just 1. That's half. And then another, and we're gonna put a bunch of salt in there too. And we will let that go back here. Get it started so that I don't forget to do it. There we go.
Just a little bit of
Just
salt.
a little bit. Just a little bit of salt. Now, if you want, you can always like soak your rice a little bit. It starts to open it up so it cooks a little faster. So you can do that. Now you're gonna go into Lurk. He's more fun when he doesn't behave, to be honest. It's fun. All right, pantry. How about if we talk about the pantry now? Guys, thank you so much for the hype train. You guys are awesome. Oh, Amy PBR. I'm all over the place. I feel like I've got like ADHD or something today. Amy PBR gets Amy. That is not. I can't spell. This is. You get
You
a
had
very
6
unique.
letters
Amy
to write.
P. That's a B. PBR.
What are you doing over there?
Making a mess. I'm starting over. That's what I'm doing. A. B.
Saying it's like you saw nothing.
ER bits. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no problem.
My name isn't complicated.
It is because Amy's probably not your real name. And a P and a B and an R are basically the same with just little differences. And so it's easy to confuse me when I'm trying to do too many things. Okay. All right. Asian pantry. Oh, I can take this off now. Okay. Asian pantry. First, I know you are. I've seen pictures. That's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure Amy isn't your name. I know what PBR stands for. I live in Texas, and I know Darth. And Darth drinks that. I only like the coffee
go.
PBR, which they
Just
don't
for you,
make,
Dana.
which they don't make anymore. So, all right. First and foremost, one of the most important ingredients that is probably the one that most people will have, even if they don't cook Asian food, is soy sauce, right? So we want to make sure that you get the right kind of soy sauce. So when you look at certain kinds of soy sauce, okay, it should be naturally brewed. Other ones are fake. They're not really soy sauce. They add caramel color, they add in other things. So really, Kikkoman's is a great one because it is brewed. So it's a real basic one, and you should have like water, soybeans, wheat, and salt. Some of them will say koji on it, but that's it. You don't want to get the ones with all the additives in it. Okay, so Kikkoman's would be your basic soy sauce. Now, here's where it gets a little complicated. You can find gluten-free soy sauce. So if you have sensitivities to gluten, you can find this. And it is really just water, soybeans, salt, a little sugar, and a little cornstarch. So it has a little more body to it. You can get less sodium. I usually keep less sodium and regular soy sauce in here because sometimes the soy sauce gets a little too salty. You can get, well, this is another soy sauce. You can get a fancy soy sauce.
Did you buy out the whole store?
Well, I had most of this. I did buy this one, and I bought this one, which is a light soy sauce, which is not the same thing as a low sodium soy sauce. So it's the flavor's a little bit lighter. So I bought that one because I do have a white shoyu, which will be like a light soy sauce, okay? So again, water, wheat, salt, soybeans. And then you also have gluten-free low sodium soy, which I just happen to have in mine. So it's funny, when I was cooking with John,
Hey, Elser.
Chef John, hello Elser, how are you? When I was cooking, he said, okay, you're gonna need soy sauce. And I said, well, what kind of soy sauce? Because I have all of these. And he goes, girl, you have more soy sauce than I do. And then I had to hang my head low because I had so much soy sauce. Now, The one thing, if you cannot find gluten-free soy sauce, okay, where you are, you can actually get tamari. But look at the labels. Most tamari will not have wheat in it. This is what I had started using when I noticed my gluten sensitivities. You should have this in your pantry anyway. The taste is similar, but it's not quite the same. So there we go. We've got that. Hello, more Dr. Pepper. How are you? Elsa was reminding you it's Friday for Elsa. The weeks are flying by. I agree.
Almost June. Crazy.
Now, you can also have dark soy sauce, and you should have this separately. So you should have at least regular and dark soy sauce, and then the tamari. Are we confused yet? If you go in my Discord under food, I've given you a list of what the pantry staples are, okay? You'll be able to make almost anything. Oyster sauce. This is very important. It's really yummy. With a June 2nd due date, and you're still like, plenty of time, 6 weeks away. No problem. No problem.
No problem.
No problem. All right, I need to turn my rice down and let that sit. And this one should cook, Robbie. And not be, where is all my things? There. Only problem with this lid is it has a couple holes in it, so I usually just cover those up. All right, fish sauce. No, we want fish sauce. Umami bomb. Also very salty though. I watched a chef on a competition show sit there and just pour like a quarter of this bottle into their soup. And they were like, oh my gosh, this is so salty.
He said it got away from
It got away from me. Except he was sitting there going, da, 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 da. So, did it really.
Also, don't drop it in your garage on a hot summer day.
That's a very important tip because Robbie did drop a bottle this size of fish sauce
I had one job.
in the
I
garage
made it less than a foot.
with the fish sauce. And even on hot days nowadays, we can still, you get a little whiff of that fish sauce out there.
It does indeed smell like fish.
Yeah, it does smell like fish. So, if you open it up, it has a fish. So it's anchovies. It has that anchovy thing. That's
We'll
what
just
it's
have to
made
make
out
sure
of,
to
anchovy.
not sell it during the summer. It's fine.
What's that smell? Miso. Now, you will find various forms of miso. There's light sweet miso. It's a real delicate. So like if you're doing something like a fish, like a Chilean sea bass or cod or something, the light miso might be the right way to go because it's not going to overpower the flavor of the fish. This is brown rice miso, and this is made from soybeans and water and rice, fermented. So brown rice, this is the regular kind of miso. And then there's also dark aged miso, which has a little bit heavier flavor to it. And so it's just aged a little longer. This particular one, always check your ingredients. This one actually adds barley flour to it, a roasted barley flour. So always check. If you've got food allergies, always check, or sensitivities on that. I know, I've got a lot of things. All right, rice vinegar. Now make sure you're getting regular rice vinegar and not seasoned rice vinegar. Seasoned rice vinegar has salt and generally sugar in it. It's the same thing like if you get mirin right here, it's made from rice, but it's sweet. So it has a different flavor. This mirin does not need to go in your basic pantry, but it's nice to have because there are some recipes that call for it. So, but I would start with this because you can always add some salt and sugar flavoring to it. This is the one that's newest to me that I started cooking with maybe since I've been streaming, so 3 or 4 years, and that is Jiaoxing wine, not cooking wine. The first one I picked up was cooking wine. It does not smell the same. It's still called Jiaoxing. does not, but it's cooking wine. And so it has added stuff to it. It has like added salt and things to it. Find the wine. Sounds like Andy's here. Everybody says, he's here. So Jiaoxing wine. Look for this. You will probably not find it with the cooking wines. You will need to go where they sell the sake and the wines. That's where I found it. I had to go to 2 stores today because one of my Asian grocery stores apparently that's closer. I thought, no problem, I'll go there. Guess what? They didn't have it. They didn't have it. So this is not a necessary one. This has a flavor that you will tell a difference in your food if you have this. There's nothing else you can do to replace that. I'm gonna stick this over here. All right. Sesame oil. Get yourself toasted, roasted sesame oil. It has a very distinct flavor. When you put it into your sauces, you'll be like, ah, yes, I recognize that. If you can, now I bought the last one in this, but what I really should have done was bought it in this. If you don't use it often, you're better off putting it in a can where it's not gonna, or in a can or in a dark bottle where it's not gonna get any light to it. So it's pretty light sensitive. So you wanna make sure that you keep it in a darker place. You want a neutral oil. This is just grapeseed oil, but you can use peanut oil, canola oil, corn oil. I haven't tried avocado oil yet, which is really what I'm trying to get away from, as many seed oils, even though after doing a lot of reading, it looks like they're more vilified for things, for inflammation and stuff, and it's not quite as bad for us as some people are making it out to be. Do any of these need to be stored in the fridge? Some things may need to be stored in the fridge once they're open. I do not store any of these things in the fridge. Sometimes the soy sauce, the Kikkoman soy sauce says to, but some of the other ones don't. The other 2 things, well, hoisin sauce, I keep in the refrigerator after I open. Robbie's like, close the door, woman. So I've got that. That is a basic. This is so good in so many things. I use this or brown sauce, which I can't find in the store anymore, so I usually have to order a case of it for even things like rouladens, or I do like a German meat sauce and things to put those, kind of thickens it and gives it a really great umami.
Can I offer you a drink?
Lennox, not yet, but very soon. And then it's good to have a variety of toppings around. We love like the crunchy garlic that's in chili oil. That's really good. You can always have, okay, so this is our basics. I did this. Go look in the food on the Discord and have that. Here's some other things that are kind of nice to have. A variety of toppings to put on some of your food, like a crunchy garlic oil or chili oil. Black vinegar. I've never used it before, but after smelling it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like using this. This smells really good. Sake. Most of the recipes I've seen call for Jumai sake. We'll talk about sake maybe in another one, and we can talk about the different types of sake. And you can, if you're not gonna use it except for cooking, maybe a can. We've got, Robbie's like, how many things of sake did you buy today, Dana?
Looks like more than one.
This is a real basic, not expensive sake here. I think this one was like 10 or 11 bucks. This is plum wine, so that's not sake. I bought that because that might be what we're drinking today. Hello, Lennox. Before you run off to call your mom. Okay, well, check in. The family is very, very important. I am Draco. Yes, there are lots of bottles. But here is a Jumai that came in a, oh no, this isn't. This is actually Jiaoxing rice wine. And it came in this bottle, so I thought, ooh, maybe we can try it as a drink on that. Andy, thank you so much for resubscribing. Let's get you up on the fridge. Shall we do
Neil.
that? Let's see here, Andy. We're gonna see if I can do your name right since I couldn't get Amy PBR right. 1986, subbed for 34 months. That's crazy, crazy. All right, any questions about what should go in your Asian staples in your pantry? I have other things, believe it or not, in my pantry. I have things like some sweet bean paste and some other things that don't get used very, very often, but I keep them around for when I do use them. But today, what we're gonna be using on ours, let's look here. We're gonna be using some light soy sauce. So that's this. We'll get to open that. Now, eel sauce. Eel sauce is great. I wouldn't put that as a basic, however.
Sesame oil?
Sesame oil I did put in here. So sesame oil and fish sauce. And I did not put nori or seaweed in here as a basic pantry item. Alanzia, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome in. We're glad you're here. Robbie is back there talking. So those are also really good things. I think that the eel sauce and the nori is better if you're doing more, if you're making dashis or you're making sushi. So our stuff is really for the wok because that's what we're focusing on, is cooking in the wok. So there's not a lot of recipes in here that probably call for eel sauce in Kenji's book, The Wok. And there's some that call for maybe some seaweed. I've got some furikake, which is a mix of seaweed and sesame seeds and some other things. And I've got togarashi. So we've got some things to put on there. I've even got some shredded red pepper that I found today that I thought would be fun. And I found pork floss today, which I'm really excited about. We won't be using that today. So that you just started using velveting. Oh, for tenderizing meat when making stroganoff. What a great, great idea. A great idea. So how many of you, I'm glad to hear you do that. Who else out there uses velveting for any kind of meal that they make? I'm gonna pull out the things we're gonna be using today. So what did I say? I said light soy sauce. Obviously, I want the Jiaoxing wine, which is why I ran all over to make sure that I had that for tonight. And if I'm saying something wrong, it is okay to tell me that I am. I'm going to use some roasted sesame oil. I don't know if there's enough in there, so we'll keep both of those. I didn't get the cornstarch out yet. We got the light soy sauce. We need dark soy sauce. And there are, by the way, things, if you don't have all of the soy sauces, you can kind of substitute some things in as well. We need some rice vinegar. That was something I didn't have the other day. I know we're gonna need that. And I think that's it. So the rest of this stuff I can put back in the fridge or put it back here on the counter for now. I also keep palm sugar, and so I always have some palm sugar as well. And I have ginger. That's pickled ginger, which is really good. Okay, we don't need this. I don't need this. Look at all the things disappearing into the back over here. So we've got our rice going. So yay for that. Now, woks can come, if you don't have a wok, you can use a big pan for this, but there's just something about the shape of the wok that really makes your food different, right? And so you want your wok. We'll talk about when my new wok comes in. I'll show you how to season a wok. And then we'll talk about more like a wok hai. I think it's wok hai or wok hay, which is the breadth of the wok, and how to do that. Robbie was like, you're gonna set, why are there flames? And it's like, that is the wok hai, wok hay. Who knows how to say H-E-I in that? They do distribute the heat better, right? Like we've got it up and down in the shape of it, because when you shake the meat, you know, you kind of tilt down, flip up and around, the oil that we're using gets aerosolized. Is that, do you know what I'm saying?
I do, but you've
aerosol,
broken my brain.
aerosolized,
Aerosolized?
aerosolized, and
Aerated?
it's hot,
Aerated?
aerated, maybe, and it's in the air and it's hot, and so you're pushing the food back through that oil, and the air around it is hot, and so it cooks faster too, because you are putting a wok on scorching high heat. So the wok that I have now and the one that I ordered, they're both carbon steel. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get a pan that's responsive if you had like a steel or aluminum one to the heat, because those will heat up faster than say a cast iron, right? But the problem with the cast iron is it's not real responsive to heat. It will hold the heat forever, and it's gonna take a while for that to heat up. Whereas a carbon steel is kind of the best of both worlds. It holds heat, but it's also responsive when we take the wok off of the heat. It's also a lot lighter than a cast iron one. The cast iron ones are like, you better go to the gym, because they're heavy, Robbie. They're really heavy. I thought about getting one, and then I held one, and I'm like, nope. So it's best, it's like cast iron, but if you have any carbon steel pans, you can wash them with soap and water, that's fine. And then what you want to do is make sure they are dry. You do not want to let them air dry. You want to dry those babies. If you need to stick it back on the heat a little bit to make sure that the heat, that it's completely dry. And then if you take your neutral oil and put it on a paper towel, and then kind of rub it around on the inside of the pan, that will keep it from getting oxidized, so you won't get those little rust spots in it, because the oil's going to protect it. But I'm talking like a super thin, like I usually wipe it, and then I take another paper towel and I wipe it back again. And so it's a super, super thin oil around it. You could season them just like cast iron, but you don't need to do it quite like cast iron for it to be okay. So having read a lot about the carbon steel, this seems to be the way that a lot of people are doing it as well, and it's worked well for me. So you still get kind of that almost non-stick. Don't use a non-stick, one that is called a non-stick that uses any kind of coating on it. Woks just get way too hot if you're using them properly, and that non-stick surface is going to peel off eventually, and nobody wants Teflon or whatever else in their food. Or do you, Robbie? Is that seasoning for you? So and we will, when I get the other one, we are gonna season it together. So we're gonna take it out of the box, and we're gonna do that together on stream, so you can kind of see what you need to do. The process doesn't have to be as long as the process for seasoning a cast iron typically is, because usually I oil mine and they go in the oven at a really high heat for an hour or so. Jedi, what's really interesting is that when they tried to do a study 20, 30 years ago, I can't remember. Megabytes is here. Did you hear us talking about you? We were talking about you. Did you hear us talking about you?
We can talk about you some more now that you're here.
We could.
Next week,
Can you
right?
go, yes, can you go get, it's at the back of the refrigerator, in the other refrigerator, can you get me the chicken thighs? Because we might as well start chopping those while we're chatting here and starting to get the process done. What was I talking about? The wok. We're gonna walk through the wok process on that. I was telling him you were terrible, and I invited you over for dinner, and you're coming over for dinner, but then I'm gonna make you cook. You're gonna learn how to toss stuff in a wok while you're here. Aren't you excited? We're gonna season a wok together, Megabytes. It's gonna be super exciting. I was hoping, the Teflon study, thank you, Jedi. So about 30 years ago, they tried to do this study on Teflon, and they wanted to see the numbers in people and compare it to people who didn't have Teflon in their body. and they literally couldn't find any blood without Teflon in it. They had to go back to soldiers who had given blood that was on file somewhere from, I think, World War II, in order to find people with no Teflon in their blood. So it's everywhere, and it's sad because they assured Monsanto, I believe it was, assured everybody that Teflon was not a forever chemical, and it's definitely a forever chemical. So, because you didn't know how to season it, I get it. I had a wok that was a non-stick one for a while, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. I've poisoned a bunch of people. Releases toxic fumes that can kill pet birds. Yeah, there's that too. So Kelsey, my daughter, has 2 birds. She doesn't allow anything, any kind of pans that are called non-stick in her home at all. So, but she could do a cast iron one or a carbon steel one because we can make them non-stick, right? So by using them a lot. All right, chicken. So we're gonna slice this chicken up, but first we're gonna make a marinade for this. It doesn't have to sit in it long. It's gonna be, we're gonna slice it up. We're gonna let it sit in here for like 15-30 minutes until we're ready to velvet it. And what this does is it will help when we can fry. So to velvet, let me tell you what velveting is real quick. So velveting has a marinade, typically has cornstarch in it and some other flavorings and everything, and you cover your meat in it, okay? And then you let it sit for about 15 minutes, let it kind of attach itself to the meat and all of that. Then you can either fry it or you can boil it. And it's like we parboil vegetables, that's what we're doing to the meat. We're kind of parboiling it. So if you've ever tried to make stir fry or anything at home and you're like, why is the texture of the meat different than when I go to my Chinese restaurant? This is probably why. Because this is something that they do prior to putting it into the stir fry, or putting it into the wok to cook it for you. So, hello Creme Delish, how are you? I was just telling Robbie yesterday that he should make some Creme Delish ice cream. So I'm waiting on that. Maybe he'll make that for Megabytes because he's not making it for me. So, and though for those of you out there, I know we've got some new people out there. Creme Delish has a wonderful product that's great in milk, coffee, baked goods, some savory goods. You can make an ice cream out of it. It's phenomenal. So we'll probably do that this week sometimes. You're dealing with all the red tape, I bet. I'm just glad that you and Steve are good because everything else is replaceable, but you and Steve are not replaceable. So we're glad that you're good, And for everybody out there, Get Creme Delish is along with Chef Steve, and they have a food truck. So if you're ever in the Houston area, Conroe, Houston, all of that area up there, you should look up More Than Pasta and see where they are and go support them. Will not even call you back. Of course not. They don't want to pay you. You had a food truck. You will again. You'll have a food truck. I have faith in you. All right. So we need an egg white. We do not need the whole egg. Do you like my eggs? Look at these. Aren't they cool? Very, very cool eggs. You know, some do. I will tell you that I switched companies once because I was in an accident with somebody hit me, and it was a teenager whose parents were divorced, and the teenager, of course, never called their insurance, and I called their insurance, and they were great to work with so much that I switched my insurance company to them because I'm like, oh, well, if you're treating somebody who's not even your client, because both the mom and the dad were claiming this kid wasn't on their insurance. So.
And there is a link for the GoFundMe.
Oh, there's a GoFundMe to help them with the food truck. So in case you didn't know, if you hadn't heard, Over Memorial Day weekend, a drunk driver slammed into Chef Steve and Creme Delicious truck, both the food truck and the truck that pulls the food truck. So there's tens of thousands of dollars of damage to the truck. And so you can support them. Every little bit helps with the GoFundMe. They got set up. All right. So I don't need that. That's my trash bowl. For the corn, that's a cornstarch. Okay, so for this, we are going to, yes, it's the same chef you watch on Twitch. Yeah, and he does such great work, right? He raises, the two of them raise so much money for St. Jude's and other organizations, Starlight and everything. So he's always giving back to the kids. So it's good to support them. Hello, Vi, how are you doing? He is fun to watch prep. Okay, sounds great, Megabytes. That would be super helpful. I know they would appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna add some salt to our sauce here. I probably need a little more than that. And then we need to add, what all are we putting in here? I'm reading the, I'm gonna tell you this, when I cook Asian food, I usually don't look so much at a recipe. You are getting me looking at recipes this month. And that way I can go, oh, yeah, I never did that before. I probably should do that more often. So we are going to add a teaspoon of light soy sauce. So we're gonna open this one, maybe. I might need
Hopefully
help.
it won't be as tough as the wine bottle last night.
Oh my gosh, the wine bottle last night. Well, that wasn't the wine bottle's fault though. That was the bottle opener's fault, wasn't it?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. Robbie got it open. That's all that
I
matters.
just know by the time I got involved, she had broken the opener. And I had to try to fix it.
All right, hang on. Aha, it's got one of the little pull tabs in there. You're gonna listen in. Hello, Silver G. A new day for opportunities to arrive. That is true. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's a whole day off for me, and one of my friends is in town, so I get to go hang out with her. Okay, that one doesn't even have teaspoons and tablespoons on it. I gotta go one down. All right. Where's a teaspoon? No, was this a teaspoon or a tablespoon? I don't know. What's happening, everybody? Teaspoon. So what? That's a tablespoon. That's an ounce. Oh. Hey, Google, how many milliliters is a teaspoon? 5. Okay. I remember this when I made this last time. It's about halfway up there. All right. So we got that. Never blames their tools. I'm blaming the tools. Rocky is a menace tonight. All right, Jiaoxing wine. And for some reason, if you don't have Jiaoxing wine, dry sherry is gonna be probably the closest that you can get to that, but it just has such a distinctive flavor, it's not quite the same. It'll still be delicious though. All right. So a teaspoon of that. I'm leaving all these up here because I'm gonna need these for the sauce that we make for our stir fry as well. I need some sugar, some roasted sesame seed oil, and some cornstarch. All right. So we're gonna do a little of it. Nope. I'm using this one because this one's open. Let's not open another thing that I don't need right now. That should be enough. What do you do? Oh, there's Robbie. I don't know why. I don't know what he's doing. We need some cornstarch and some sugar. Let me get those out for us. And watch me measure. You watching me measure?
I'm watching. Look at that.
measure this one. Half a teaspoon. That's a tablespoon. That's a teaspoon. And there we go. All right, so this is just going to be what we're going to let our chicken marinate in. Now, in order to get this to stick, we're going to need to make sure our chicken is really dry as well. I'm going to tell you, this is very interesting in this cookbook. It tells you to wash your chicken. That's what it says. And it says there's a reason for this. As you see me running around while I talk, this is how I live my life. I walk and I talk. Nobody ever gets to actually see me. Stand still.
Should I play the new thing then?
You should what?
Because you haven't even heard it yet. Should I play the new thing?
Oh, there's a new thing? Apparently there's a new thing. All right, Robbie's going to play a new thing. I don't know what he's talking about. I think he mentioned it. Where I am running around in circles. I'm running around in circles. Because that's what I do. I run around in circles. All right, so I've got that all mixed. So he said that you're kind of breaking down the fibers as you wash, and then you kind of massage the chicken as well. I'm just going to maybe massage the chicken. We'll massage the chicken. Here we go. Massaging the chicken. You'll run in squares. Perfect. We won't run into each other. So let's massage the chicken, because he says rinse it and then squeeze all the water out. Kind of massage the chicken. Is that weird? Feels a little weird. Let's massage. So I'm using chicken thighs. You could certainly use chicken breast. You could even do this with pork. Seafood would be a little bit different. You'd use a little bit different velveting method for it that I don't know yet, because I haven't read that section, because I wasn't going to be using seafood tonight. So we're going to throw this away. If I could, well, I'm not throwing it away because my hands are dirty. Robbie has left me, and somewhere I have a knife. Okay, here we go. Here's a knife. I'm saving Johnson's knife for vegetables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look, and I want to cut against the grain on these. And I'm going to cut it into, here, hang on. Don't touch things, Dana. Don't touch things with your dirty hands. Okay. And we're going to cut it into strips. I usually cut things, I used to cut them into chunks all the time. I started cutting them into strips like this, and that seems to work a little bit better when you're cooking them, for me. But you do you, whatever shape you want, right? So we're gonna...
The floating triangle?
The floating triangle.
What is it called?
It's the Star
Destroyer?
No. If you'd asked me on any other day when my head wasn't full of
Chicken?
Pantry staples and all of that, I would have been able to answer that probably. It's got a name. Anybody? Star Wars people.
Or Google experts.
Or Google experts. What is the triangle-shaped ship called in Star Wars? I meant to dry all of this really good before I put it in there. It's okay. It'll be fine. So not everything is quite in a strip, but
Talking about
it's
the
close.
big triangular-looking ship in
Star Wars at the very beginning of the very first movie. It's not a Star Destroyer. It's like a Star
Battle Cruiser?
Cruiser. It's not a battleship, I don't think. Maybe it is.
I could Google it myself, but it's more fun coming up with the fake
You
ones.
could. Don't you remember the days before we had computers everywhere and you just had to kind of make things up and remember things?
Dana made a lot of things up back in the day.
No, I did a lot of reading is what I did.
And And then she made things up.
No. But if I was wrong, nobody could prove me wrong. So it was better. And I should know this, Silver G. Before Stars. Oh, yeah. It's great. Spaceballs is great. And from what I understand, like George Lucas thought it was hilarious too. So he wasn't even mad. He's like, that's funny. That is funny. All right, I'm going to wash my hands. And you know, when we first started streaming, I used to sing while I washed my hands. And everybody helped me. I'd sing the Mana Mana song. Mana Mana. Mana Mana. I don't know why I don't do that anymore. Men in Tights, yeah. Mel Brooks is great. I used to have to watch all of Mel Brooks' stuff. I did not know until I met my kid's dad. I had never seen any Mel Brooks stuff. That was the first I saw it. So, all right. We've got all of that. And if you want to, you could trim up your chicken breast. Sometimes I do, sometimes I'm lazy. Today is a lazy night. But I just want to make sure that everything is coated. And then I need to get the chicken off my whisk. Get off my whisk. You don't hear that too often, do you?
I don't.
All right, let's throw this away. We
used to do, what was the thing that you sang during washing?
Mana Mana. We were just talking about that,
Sorry,
and you
I
probably
stepped outside
heard it.
to.
I am positive he heard it somewhere in his brain while I was singing it, because that's what he does. Brings up stuff I just said. Young Frankenstein is good. Yep, sing happy birthday. There you go. All right, let's chop some vegetables. So while our chicken is doing that, also I'm going to get a pot out.
Another one.
Just to boil the water so we can do the velveting. So again, you could fry it. You could throw it in the fryer for like 20, 30 seconds, or you can boil it for like 30, 40 seconds. Either way. I don't feel, since I don't have like a fryer that's always available, I didn't want to get a pot filled with oil.
He's asking if I'll be chopping any veggies, and Megabyte says just shredding cheese.
No cheese tonight, so Robbie is off the hook. But if somebody wants to make Robbie chop, we can certainly do that. Although he is dog wrangling a lot. What is he barking at anyway? So he needs to come in. He's probably annoying the people next door. So there will be veggies. So this is going to have chicken, and we're going to have zucchini, and we're going to have ginger and garlic, and I'm going to use this Aloha pepper. Obviously, if you've got a red pepper, that would be traditional. I just happen to have this, so why not use it? Let's use it. All right. So, and then if you have other veggies, you got some kale or some cabbage, it's not typical Kung Pao, right? So you have to ask yourself, do I want this to be like American Chinese Kung Pao or just some really good stir fry? So I could throw some broccoli in here. I'm gonna just stick to the recipe the way it is tonight though. Hello, Boots Peak, how are you? How are you doing? So it's gonna be pretty simple. All right, we've chopped some chicken. Now I get out the Johnson knife. If you do a lot of stir fry, make sure you have a good knife. You don't have to spend a ton on a knife, but see if you can at least scrounge up $60 or so you can get yourself a really good knife. It is essential to making good knife cuts.
It's on those crazy peppers again.
Well, I didn't use them yet. So not again. It's the same one. Do you remember what it's called?
Hypnosis pepper?
Nope. Feel free to help him, everybody. What's it called again? What type of pepper is this? I have stage hands. It's so nice. You know, Megabytes, it's really nice to have stage hands. How's our rice doing? I should probably check that. I didn't set a timer. Oh yeah, we need to turn that off and get it off the heat. All right. It's probably a tiny bit overdone because I wasn't paying attention. All right, we want to get all that white pithy stuff out of there.
When you say it like that, Dana, does it make it less overdone?
It say what? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. So Robbie, half the arbol peppers of last time.
I would have never gotten that name.
No, this one is called an Aloha.
Or that one.
Arbol peppers are the ones you actually got from me the other night, and you said, "Do you need the arbol peppers?"
Oh,
and I
yeah.
said yes.
They were spicy, but not like insane.
It's got a mind like a goldfish when it comes to cooking. When it comes to numbers, spreadsheets, it's like a steel trap. Comes to cooking, he's like, I've never seen that before. Oh yeah, here's a picture of you using that. Oh, I guess I have seen it before. Oops. Don't throw that away.
Dana also gets confused by trash bowls.
All right, should we cut these into strips? Should we, let's see, they say dice. They want it into a dice. So we want about a 1/2-inch dice. So dicing, right? We want to put it in strips first. And then,
Hey, Lord Velos, welcome
So-
in.
hello, how are you, Lord Velos? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm getting to see, we've come back on Thursdays, and I get to see some people I've missed. Of course, I miss some of the Wednesday people now, but
It wasn't like you intentionally made that choice, though.
No.
This is just
it's
the
just the
way
stuff, the way
had
things
to
happen.
be.
Sometimes things happen beyond your control. I mean, could I have fought it? Probably. But just no point. I wasn't going to win the fight. So no point in...
A little tired from mowing. Rocky looks like he's tired. He's been running around. What, chasing people? What were you doing out there, buddy?
Not getting any younger. I hear that. I hear that. Like I used to spend just 2 full days just getting all the yard work ready for the spring planting flowers. And now it takes me 2 weeks to go through it all because I'm like, that was good. I got one thing done. But Rocky's now in the house, so watch out, guys. So knives. If you're American knives, I'm going to show you this. Tend to have a more rounded edge to it. Here, I'll do this. A more rounded edge to it so you can rock it when you're cooking, when you're chopping things, right? And then if you're doing, Poppy's coming over here while I'm showing knives. If you have some of the Asian knives, they're a little bit flatter. So they're really meant more for chopping, and some of them, even cleavers, are completely flat. So they're meant for chopping and not rocking when you're cutting things, right? This one that Johnson made me is kind of in between. So it's got a little bit of a curve to it, but it's also got a real flat edge to it. And every part of it is sharp. That's one thing. Huh? Oh, Robbie is trying to show you Rocky here. Hey, Rocky. Hi. He sees the treat over there, so I am not a priority at the moment. He does do beautiful work, doesn't he? This one, Krim, has claimed blood 3 times. So apparently it requires sacrifice. First time using it. And I didn't even cut it by doing this. I was just trying to get food off of the knife, and I hit just the knife in the right way. He's very fluffy. I called the groomer today. They never called me back. I think they begrudgingly groom him. There's only one groomer who will groom him. So if they don't call me back tomorrow morning, I'm going to call him back. Or maybe I'll just show up at their door and go, hey.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. When can I bring Rocky in?
Does now work for you?
When is Amanda going to be here? All right. Zucchini. I think I only need one. But let's see.
Boiling this, or is it just ready to go?
I've just got it heating so that when I am ready to put it to a boil, it's ready to go to a boil. I think just one zucchini. So we'll do this. And I'm going to be very careful so I don't cut myself again. Fallen Age, hello, how are you doing? And we're going to do this. So, Krim, are you still able to do catering, cooking it someplace else, or nothing? Oh, no. But your name is Robbie. Or you wanted taking...
Why didn't you know what I saw today in chat?
That sucks. Everything will cook in the wok. Once we start cooking in the wok, the chicken will take a couple of minutes. Then we'll put the veggies in. That'll be a couple minutes. And we'll put everything in there with the sauce. So, I mean, like, fast. So I'm glad you asked that question because it's really, really important to do mise en place for when you are doing stir fry. Have everything ready. Do your rice ahead of time so it's ready to go. Make your sauce before you start cooking. Do the velveting of your meat before you start cooking. Everything should be ready because you will not have time to do it in the middle, right? So we want everything ready. Just find all the cheap small bowls you have in your house and get everything into bowls. Because wicked, wicked fast. Get your garlic cut, get your ginger cut. Do it all. I cut this zucchini very wonky.
Hey,
Not good cutting of zucchini. Hello, Bravewood. How are you? So this isn't the most even cutting. When I'm not talking to people or trying to read things, I can cut better because I'm paying more attention to it. Or at least that's the story I'm telling you guys. Here we go. We'll get all of that in there. Oh, you got the package. What do you think? Is it cute? Is it not just the cutest thing? I need my scallions. So grab a couple of scallions. Oh, not that one. I've also got, for later, maybe on Sunday, I've got some Thai eggplant. I've got some Chinese chives. I don't know what I'm cooking. Do you guys have an idea? What would you like to see me cook on Sunday? Any ideas? I'll see if it's in this book. If not, we can take a look in the book. I've got some ideas. Ah, missed that one. There we go. And okay, so we got that. It's perfect. Joy loved it. It was so cute. We actually have. Are they over there? Are they on the table showing the other rubber ducks that we got? I think they may be on the table in the laundry room. We got some for ourselves too. So. Bravewood's daughter, who is getting married, loves rubber ducks, and so when we were in Venice, we found one that was a gondolier, but it's a rubber duck with the gondolier. So, but we found some from us. Or draw at random. You show it off on your next stream. Cool. So we don't know where they are. I probably put them away for later. It's fine. Everything is fine. All right, let's get some garlic and some ginger. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind, when you're using raw garlic and you're using raw ginger, they're actually a little spicy, okay? These are arbol chilies. They're a little old. They're very crispy, so I thought they might not be so hot, but I was wrong. So keep in mind, raw garlic is going to have more bite to it than, say, if you get garlic in a jar. And just be careful when you're getting garlic in a jar if you're making your own garlic oil, because garlic can have botulism. So, and then jarlic, as we like to call it. By the way, Alton Brown had never heard of jarlic when we saw him. We taught jarlic to him. They add, in order to keep it as an acidic environment, because bacteria is not going to grow in an acidic environment, they add like different kinds of acid to it. So it has a different flavor than fresh garlic. Jarlic, Hippie knows it too well. Is that why he doesn't use garlic? Because found out the hard way? So there are ways you can cook garlic, you can confit garlic, all of those things when you're doing that at the proper temperatures will kill the botulism spores. But a lot of people don't get, I think it's like 500 degrees. It's really hot. So, ginger in a tube should be okay. Right? I think that the ginger in a tube, though, is not as spicy as if you're using fresh ginger, because certainly powdered ginger doesn't taste spicy to me at all. It just has that warm spice flavor. So everything has its place where it can be used. I don't use jarred garlic at all. I don't know the last time. I used to use it all the time. I started using fresh garlic, and I was like, wait a minute. I like this way better. What's wrong with the other? And I went to a cooking class with my youngest kiddo one time. And the woman there was like, oh, jarred garlic tastes exactly the same as fresh garlic. And I'm like, no, ma'am. No, it doesn't. Can't fool me. It was just the two of us. And I'm like, I was like, I think it tastes different. And she goes, no, it's just the same. So when she turned her back, I looked at my kiddo and I was like, it's not the same. It doesn't taste the same. It is a lie. It's a big lie. Peeled garlic cloves, that's what you use. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But if they're already peeled, in order to protect them, they have to do something to them. Do you like the way I'm slicing these? I'm being lazy. Being very, very lazy. All right. You won't usually see me do that, because I wouldn't show you, except that I just did.
Oh no.
So, oh no, yummy food without garlic. Let's see here. What can we substitute garlic with?
And the fiance's not a vampire, right?
You did check that out, right? Because most of the things that you could substitute are going to be alums, which means she's probably, or she or he is probably allergic to those.
Not entirely sure.
So I think the problem, Michael, is that like a lot of people who are allergic to garlic are also like allergic to onion type things, right? So you just have to be really careful. So double check. There's, you know what I found? Do you know what I found at the store today, Robbie?
Besides a bunch of stuff.
Besides the other $100 I spent, I found.
Onion too.
Yep, there we go. Oh, and yes.
What else did you find? Sorry, Dana.
I found basically fake rice, and it wasn't, and it was what was it, Konaj, I can't remember. Anyways, I was going to get it because I thought, well, it's supposed to be better for you as far as like if you're trying to watch your blood sugar and things like that, because it's just fiber and water, and it's fiber from the whatever the K name is of the plant, and except that it was like $20 for 1 pound of it, and I was like, no, because what if I don't like it? What if I don't like it? Konjac, thank you, Konjac fiber, thank you very much. But I was like, am I gonna like it? I don't want to spend $20 on something when I haven't ever had it before and I might not like it. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
So now you got the not garlic app.
The not garlic, exactly. So we had a very ginger forward meal the other night.
Because what, you accidentally put twice as much in, or?
Yeah, but it was still really yummy. I don't mind too much ginger, to be honest. I love the flavor of ginger. But not everybody loves it as much as me. Now, I think the easiest way to get the peel off of ginger is with a spoon. But I'm over here with a knife, so we're using that. What will not work is a peeler. At least not for me.
You're my fuzzy little troublemaker.
Oh.
Yes, you are. Now, who's
Sounds
your
like
daddy?
Miss Sarah Lynn might be here. Hello, Miss Sarah Lynn. How are you? What's up? Has anybody ever used a Thai rice steamer? I'm thinking of getting one of those because I need more things. Robbie's like, oh no, where are we going to
She'll
put it?
need the new house for all the stuff, but won't be able to afford the new house because of the
Because
new
of
stuff.
all the
This
stuff.
is very ironic.
That's how it goes. That's how
Your
it goes.
entertainment has arrived. Are you not entertained?
Is Darth still playing video games right now?
The Fortnites.
The Fortnite. Now, you've probably seen me grate ginger before, which is typically what I do, but I have found like if I'm stir frying it like this, it breaks down enough in there. So if I'm making a sauce out of it and it's not getting cooked, I definitely want to grate it because I don't want the fibrous texture. Ever had a dressing at like a hibachi place on your little salad and it feels like you're like, why is the dressing all fibery? I thought we brought him in. That dog. Does anybody want a dog? I've got a dog for you. It's taken him 2 weeks. All right, let's see here. Let's get this, because you can hear how fibrous ginger is. Love me some ginger. Love me some ginger. Try not to, oh my gosh, when Johnson's knife has trouble going through it, it's really pretty fibrous. I think we'll get rid of that part. You're letting him stay out there? I guess it's not my problem. Robbie's the dog wrangler. I'll let him do his job and shut up.
Lights are purple now, Dana.
They're purple megabytes. You made it purple. I think I'm gonna go get my nails done tomorrow. I think I'll get them done in purple. Now he's out there barking again. Can you guys hear that? He's in the backyard. That's how loud he is. He's so loud. Uh-oh. The pin is coming out. Robbie's like, I'm done. He's going in the pin. So see, I don't need all of this ginger. And you can actually with this recipe, it really has you just make coins, like slicing up some stuff, because really what we're trying to do is flavor that oil. That's what we're trying to do. All right, so I think we've got everything cut, and we're also gonna have these peanuts, and we're gonna go ahead and measure those out. Oh, and I need to cut these. So we'll chop those up and just leave those on the cutting board for now. And they're gonna go everywhere because this is not a fresh dried chili because it's too crunchy. So I probably need to resupply my arbol chilies. You want your dried chilies to not be too crunchy. That's what you want. He's scaring the squirrels away. The neighbors next door have their grandkids over. I feel bad when he's out there acting a fool and people are trying to enjoy their time. You know what I'm saying? Here they are. They're right here. All right. Peanuts are essential for that little crunch that you get in Kung Pao. All right, all of that is done for now. Isn't this funny? We've been talking a lot and not really cooking a whole lot, but we're about to get started on our cooking. I'm gonna bring this water to a boil and we're gonna get our chicken out, and I'm going to kind of do it in 2 phases here. I have 2 phases. And I don't mind the squirrels, so I wish he would not chase the squirrels away. So if you're gonna cook in a wok a lot and you're gonna be doing some velveting and stuff, get yourself a spider. Seriously, most of the stuff that you need to cook with when you're doing a wok or anything, they're just not expensive. You can find yourself a good a decent carbon steel wok for under $50. You can find most of the tools under $10, and maybe a spider might be a little bit more, might be $12 or $15. So you're gonna head off to get some rest. You'll see us on Sunday. So we're glad you were here, Randy. Go have a good night's sleep. All right, so we're gonna wait for this to boil. We're gonna stick about half of this in there and then just let it go for like 30 seconds. Now, part of this is we're gonna have a cookie sheet here, and we're gonna put our meat on here to it's gonna continue to steam, and we're gonna dry it off some too, because we don't want it to be wet when we put it into the wok, because we want it to get that nice crispness on it. But we're gonna stick it on here first, and then we'll do that. But now we're gonna watch and wait for water to boil, Robbie.
That's exciting.
So exciting. Oh, good. Excellent. I'm glad it got to you okay. Yeah, I love giving stuff away. It's fun. But I still need to order aprons.
ever figure out? The last
I don't know
place?
why.
No.
It said you can use a PSD or a JPEG file. I started with a PNG file and it's like, nope. And I was like, okay. And then I tried a JPEG file and it says it gave me the same message. I didn't support this. And then it tried a PSD and it says we don't support this. And I'm like, so yeah. Oh, the other thing we can do right now while we're waiting for that to boil is we can actually make our cornstarch slurry as well. That is something you see in a lot of recipes for stir fry, and it's just to thicken up the sauce, okay? So we're gonna put a couple tablespoons of cornstarch in here. We're gonna put a little water in there
Oh yeah.
and get it all stirred up. You were watching on Friday. Oh my gosh, you are on a roll. You sure are.
And yeah, Darth got his Bucky spoon and the coffee.
And the manhandling coffee. All right, from when Bravewood was here. That seems like ages ago, Robbie. That was
What,
such a
barely 2 months
whirlwind.
ago?
It was, yes. It was such a whirlwind because we were heading out of town. I'm gonna tell you, it's just been crazy. Okay. So we don't want to put, we're trying not to make the, what do you call it? When you have the cornstarch thing and then if you try to touch it, it becomes solid, but if you're not touching it, it's liquid.
Magic?
It's not magic. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. It's probably Michael or Jedi.
Slurry?
So it was such a huge week. It was great. No, this is a slurry because this stays as a liquid the whole time. The whole time. But there's did you guys not do this in science class?
Michael's like, I don't know. What do you want from me? George is getting upset again.
All right.
I think Dana's just
Look it
making
up.
things up.
Look it up. Look up cornstarch science
Plasma?
experiment. I think it is plasma, something like that. Yes. You haven't made it to a Buc-ee's yet. Well, every once in a while I give away Buc-ee's stuff, so there's that. I don't have anything right now, but you know what I really can't wait? For those of you who know Teeds TV, Teeds TV's had a baby, and it's great. They've been trying for a while, and I sent a box of baby Buc-ee stuff. So, all right, we're gonna stick some chicken in here, and here's what: we do not want this chicken to stick together in one big lump.
Amy
'Cause-
PBR, it looks like you just took over the top clipper spot on the leaderboard.
Oh my gosh! So we're gonna take these chopsticks here, and we're just gonna kind of get yourself some big chopsticks. They're like $2. And then you can kind of agitate the water.
You're gonna make the water angry?
Yep. That's what I mean.
Oobleck?
That's what I was. Oobleck. See, look, it takes a teacher to answer the question. All right. I'm gonna give that about another 10-15 seconds, and then we're gonna take it out.
Well, Amy PBR,
Non-Newtonian fluid, that's what it acts. Under different, thank you. See, Megabytes, tell Robbie it's a real thing. I'm not making stuff up.
Oh, Google's allowed. I use Google for work. It's fine.
You know what though? You used Google, unlike everybody else who was just trying to tell me I was wrong. Robbie.
That's why I was a fan of open book tests. I'm like, hey, if you're good enough to be able to find the answer fast enough, it's the same as knowing it.
It is not the same as
It's the
knowing
exact
it.
same as knowing it.
It is not the same as knowing it. All right, I'm trying
The
to.
math teacher's back. Speaking
There
of
you go.
teachers,
You're back. We're velveting our chicken into some
not Velveeta.
not Velveety, not putting cheese on it. Here we go. But velveting it. We're par cooking it, basically, is what velveting is. All right. So it gets started getting cooking, and it gets it because it's got like the egg whites and stuff in it. Didn't you think like the chicken was a little slippier, slipperier,
And yummy.
and yummier? Double stuff? Oh, double stuff. Yes, I'm all for the double stuff. And I'm actually one of those weird ones that really likes the golden Oreos. So.
My answer would be yes.
I mean, I just don't do it here. That's right. I don't make a bites. I don't make stuff up on stream at all.
The Hydrox. Your favorite is the Hydrox. And ABPBR, if you want to come to Texas, we'll give you the tour of the Buc-ee's.
See, Suki is with me. Golden Oreos. Yes. We once on the stream bought a bunch of different kinds of Oreos because there was toffee and there was s'mores and there was, I don't even remember all of them, like
Star Wars
pies.
Oreos.
We've had Star Wars. Oh, remember when we had the Coca-Cola ones? And then there was like a Pop Rock one. Nips are to Cheez-It. Now,
Just not in that small amount.
did Nips come before Cheez-Its though? Because Hydrox came before Oreos. She makes things up.
She likes to say that she tells stories.
Okay, so there was a guy at the gym, this older gentleman at the gym. His name was Tommy, and he's unfortunately not around anymore. But he used to come over and he'd tell us a story, and he goes, "It's an almost true story. Would you like to hear an almost true story?" He would say that all the time. And that's how you knew that, like I have another older friend who should probably say, "This is an almost true story." You know who I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Robbie knows who I'm talking about. Because that's okay. We're telling stories,
I think it's
right?
just implied at this point, Dana.
Huh?
With those stories, I think it's just implied.
It's just implied that it's an almost true story.
So have you seen these?
Tiramisu Oreos. Oh. I've heard of them. I don't know that I've seen them because I don't really go down the cookie aisle anymore. Because neither Robbie or I need cookies. And if we want cookies, I just make them.
May your blades remain ever sharp in your thirst for the peppermint straw.
All right. So you can see there's steam coming up from these, maybe. Okay,
Yes.
we can turn this off before it boils over. That's just kind of the egg whites and stuff. So we're gonna let these sit and steam a little bit in this. You see all that steam? You can see it better from the other shot, I think, but we're just gonna there you go. See the steam? Ooh. Ooh.
We're already practicing our Halloween noises.
You didn't want to own the consequences. Maybe. All right. They were fun. Oh, there was one piece of chicken left in there. Bye, chicken. We lost a chicken. Okay, let me clean this up real quick just in case
At
we've
least
got
you
any
didn't pour
chicken
all the spaghetti down the
juice.
drain.
I did not pour spaghetti down the drain or all the pasta sauces, or the pasta water is the bigger thing. Or the broth.
Oh yes,
The broth. There we go. All right. That's better. So we're going to set that aside for a second. We're going to get this wok over here, and we're going to use a neutral oil. But first, okay, so here's the thing. We are heating this up so hot, okay?
How hot?
As hot as we can get it. We're going to put it on high, and we're going to let it go. And what happens is oil, when it gets really hot, it starts to break down, right? So with the wok, you don't want to put the oil in and then heat it up. You want to heat the pan up and then add the oil, and then when you can see that it's hot, you want to start cooking. That's what you want to do. Get the fire extinguisher ready. But wait, there's more. I'm going to put some heels on. There we go. Do I look a little taller now? because normally I'm down here.
Safety first.
Right, so the reason why I'm doing this is because in order, could you move it? Did I set the house on fire the other day? It's always good to have a fire extinguisher though. So in order for me to do this, I'm too short to do it over the heat without shoes on. So hot pan, cold oil, food won't stick, exactly. So you wanna tilt, and then you're gonna flip the food up, back, and then you just kind of do this, right? If you have gas, you can use a round wok, and you'll get a ring with it. But after reading and experimenting myself, I used to have a round wok and a ring. I have found that the flat bottom works okay. It works just fine. It's no point in pulling up the whole grate and doing all of that. I will just do it this way. I never set the house on fire.
Barely.
But there were a lot of flames. A lot of flames.
Okay, Krim says, I walk around. Does that count?
Sure.
By the end of this month with the walk cookbook, will you have walked 500 miles? And then will you walk 500 more?
No. Just the 500 miles. That's it. Are you wanting me to sing a song? Because I will.
No, I'm just trying to get all the puns out now. I'm very punny.
I could read you in the book on the first page with Kenji. Can you see me? Can you see me now? He says on the first page of his book.
Would you say those boots are made for walking?
Yes. He says, I'm a dad now, which means my punning has gone off the charts. So before we do anything else, let's get all the walk puns out of our system so that we can avoid them for the rest of the book. Are you nervous to rock out with your walkout? Walk this way and your dinners will be a walk in the park. Not sure where to start? We've been between a walk and a hard place, but hey now. So H-E-I. We'll talk about that later. You're a walk star, so just walk the line, and by the end of this book, you'll be ready to walk around the clock. So gather up your ingredients and quietly whisper to your shrimp, we will walk you. There you go. Walk the dog, not the walk, exactly. I would walk 500 miles. Does that make you a Luck Skywalker?
I like it.
It's not luck. It's not luck. Okay.
Are you saying it's all skill?
It's all skill. Okay, so we're gonna heat the wok up. Wrong burner. So I'm using, this is my hottest burner that I've got up here. If you have a gas stove like mine, each of these has a different butane output. So this is the hottest one. So if you see you have different sizes, it's worth it to know like how much energy do each of these put out so that you can use the right one for when you're cooking. So I even have on one of mine, because all of these are so hot, I have an actual simmer plate on one so that I can get it cool enough to simmer things on. Because otherwise everything will boil on all of them, even on the lowest settings. So he might be able to catch the Stars game. That is true. He might be able to. So this is gonna happen fast, right? So we have our chicken that's been velveted. We have our Aloha peppers. Most of you might use red peppers, red bell peppers. We've got some zucchini chopped up. We've got some green onions. We've got some garlic, some ginger. Oh, I forgot to make the sauce. We got to do that real quick, because we are going to need that. See, I almost forgot something because I was talking to you.
It's not a Dana's Kitchen stream if she doesn't forget at least one thing.
And I'm not going to measure here. So we're going to do this real quick. I'm going to do some light soy sauce, about a tablespoon. And then we're going to do some dark soy sauce, a couple of teaspoons. 1, 2. That's my precise
Go
measuring there.
Stars.
We're gonna add a little sugar, which is why I left the sugar out. Ooh, you can see my wok smoking. So I need to hurry. I need to hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. We need some rice vinegar, a couple of teaspoons of that.
Yeah, the Oilers have been really, really good the last 3 games.
We need some jousting wine. I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of that. And
Yeah,
then
probably Go Stars.
we need some sesame oil. And I think I used all of that. Ah! And how much of that do I need? About a teaspoon. 1. Okay, that's it. So that's my sauce. All right, we're ready to go. You can kind of see a little steam coming up here. We're gonna use neutral oil. Okay, I'm using grapeseed oil. I'm gonna put it around the edges rather than right into the middle because I want the sides to also have some oil on it so my chicken doesn't stick so bad. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Beta Bear fan.
As I burn myself. All right, here. Woo! I'm getting chicken everywhere. I don't know why I'm doing so poorly here.
Because you're on
Woo,
camera.
woo, woo. Because I did really good the other night when I was practicing.
Save
All right,
the chicken.
I've already lost some chicken.
And then the dog.
And I have made a giant mess. All right, if you don't want to toss it, you can do this.
That's no fun.
It isn't. All right. No chicken left behind, but I did not, I clearly need to practice more. Maybe it's because I'm using shoes tonight. All right. And there's oil everywhere. Good times. All right, I need a plate. How's that? Do you like the fire show there? Ah, chicken. Don't stick to the pan on me now. Dang it. Right in the little place where I didn't have any oil. And that's a lot less chicken than went into it. All right.
Well, we see where some of it is.
I know. But I can't get to it right now because it's very hot over there.
I can get you my tweezers.
If you would like to tweeze those out, you are more than welcome to. However, I'm about to do a little bit more. You just have to go for it, I know. With nothing but a hot plate. Is that because I...
Tweezers. How would you like these?
On the plate, I guess.
But they didn't cook enough.
They're gonna go back in and cook some more, they're fine. But you need to move because this oil... Ooh.
It's fine. I'm really good at this.
Are you? All right, you might want to get out of the way. I forgot to put an apron on. Oops. All right, here we go. Here's the rest of the chicken. There we go. That was a little better. That went a little bit better. The floors, I'm gonna have to wash these floor before Megabytes come over. And so when the aerosoled oil heats up a little bit, that's kind of wok hay, breath of the wok, and it gives a little bit of a flavor to the chicken. From what I understand. If I'm wrong about anything, please let me know. It's a I think it's only a 14-inch wok, which is pretty standard, 12 to 14. I think my other one that's coming is a 14-inch too. It might be 12. I can't remember what I ordered. So you can see why it's important to try and get the oil everywhere, because then otherwise you end up with that. I'm going to slip on this floor, is what's going to happen. All right, I'm just letting that cook for a second more. All right. Get out, get out. All right.
Everybody out of the pan.
Everybody get out. You too. That includes you. Get out of there. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put a little more oil in there. Whoop. We don't need a lot. I think we're putting the garlic and the ginger in there. And the chilies. All right, I'm not gonna put all of the ginger in here like I did before. I think I need a little more oil though. Did I put rice vinegar? No, I did. I put rice vinegar in there. I'm like, why is that sticking? You know why? Because it wasn't oil. There we go.
The instructions say to put oil, use oil.
Yeah, not rice vinegar, so now it smells like rice vinegar. Pay attention to what you're doing, everybody.
But don't panic.
Don't panic. We're making do. You could wipe out the wok if you wanted to before you do the vegetables. So we only need until you can start to smell the ginger and the garlic in there, which is right about now. And then we're gonna put our peppers in there. And our zucchini. No need to panic, everybody. So we want all of that yumminess, all that ginger, all that garlic to get on all the different pieces in there. There, am I doing a little bit better? Just took a second. All right, I think that the first flame was pretty big, and I think that's what threw me off my game there. And then we're gonna add our scallions in.
It already smells good in here.
And our peanuts in. And now we're gonna get all of those combined. I'm going to be a pro at this by the end of the month. And then we're going to get the chicken in there, back in there. Keep watching, I may fall. And see, now that I've added the chicken, it starts to become a little heavy for me to toss it. So we're just going to use this. And by the way, you want to get like a wok spoon that's got some sort of rounded edge to it, or the other one I have is a bigger one, because then you can get the stuff in the corners around the sides of the wok. If you have a flat one, you're not going to be able to do that. All right, now, this is important when we add our sauce. We do not want to put it directly in the center. We want it to warm up around the edges. So pour it around the edge of the wok. We'll get everything tossed there. Make sure everything gets some sauce. That smells good. And if you're like, I need this sauce to be a little thicker, you can add some of the corn slurry. I usually make a well in the middle. Ah, damn you, Newtonian fluid dynamics.
The magic isn't working for you, huh?
Here we go. And then I'll get that stirred in.
Oobleck.
Something fell on the floor.
I have a feeling that Dana said that before this exact drive.
Where's my wallet? This project just... No me. Oobleck. Oobleck. I unwittingly made some. Okay. I need to clean some of this counter off. There's oil everywhere from when I spilled it. Okay.
And it's just splattery too.
It is a splattery thing, but all right. I'm gonna take my shoes off now. Woo.
She's taking off her,
Do
her walk.
I look a little
tossing shoes.
shorter now? Look, here's the difference. Dana not in her shoes. Dana in her shoes. A little different? A little different? Yes? No?
I'd
Yes?
say so. You're almost as tall as me.
Can't you see how calm I am? All right, we're gonna clean some of this up so we can make a plate.
I look taller again.
All right, here's another towel.
Sitting here watching you make this delicious meal while I eat hard-boiled eggs with kimchi.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Kimchi's yummy. I didn't buy any today because I haven't set a recipe yet for kimchi. But I'm sure we'll make something with kimchi. Ooh, by the way, everybody, look what I got in the mail yesterday. This is what I was gonna wear so I didn't get stuff on me, and I forgot. I got a Canara apron. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Too lazy to cook tonight. Hey, we have those. I usually go, Robbie, I'm not cooking. And then Robbie has to figure out what we're doing.
We went out for dinner last night.
Well, I worked yesterday, as did you.
Yes.
And I worked all day, as did you.
As did I.
So, all right, rice. And I needed to fluff my rice. But here
Bring
we are.
in the fluffer.
It's fine. We're good. It's all good. Woo! I guess I
almost
wouldn't
like you
say
have a
that.
lot
I
of
wouldn't
stuff on
say
it.
that on a movie set. It means something. Means something very different. A fluffer does.
I'm on summer break. This stream is more than I do in a week. Cheesy 5000 says I cheat and use a rice cooker.
I mean, I was looking for one, and I have an Instapot, so I could do it in there. I just haven't yet. So, here we go. I'm gonna plate up some Kung Pao chicken. That one's for Robbie, because I know Robbie will probably have seconds no matter how much I put on his plate.
It's true. You don't need to load it up. I'll just grab more.
Right. And there we go. You know, and if you want to be really fancy, you want to be really fancy,
Or bougie, as Dorothy
really
said.
bougie. I've got these shredded red pepper filaments. And we could put some of those like right on there. And I think sometimes when I've made this in the past, not this recipe, but a different recipe, I took the peanuts and I toasted them and then I put those on top to make it pretty. But I don't know. I'm just playing. I love to look at things and go, ooh, that's so cool. What can I do with that? I can't even begin to tell you how many things I've got that I still need to figure out what I'm doing with it. Oh, oh, not on the floor. Dog will try to eat it. There we go, Robbie.
Food.
There is food. I've got.
Hello, Talanoa.
Hello, how are you? How are you? So I have. Is this one yours or is this one yours? This one's yours, isn't it?
It doesn't matter. I'm grabbing more either way.
Okay. Well, there's Robbie's chopsticks.
Hey.
And there's my chopsticks. I don't remember which one's which. It's fine. He'll eat whatever I don't eat. It's all good. All right.
Why do you do this to me?
Fun? Because it's fun. Cheers. Did you break it?
Don't worry, I still can't even use these. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good.
This is better because it's not burning a hole in my mouth.
I didn't mind the spice. It was probably a good 25% spicier than it needed to be, though.
It's right here, megabytes. Look at all that's still left in the pan. And I did one recipe.
You guys inspired me to do something Asian inspired tonight.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Michael, I brought him a fork. But I also brought him the chopsticks that I bought him.
She's mean.
And so when you have to use chopsticks to eat, you want a stickier rice, right? So this is a japonica rice style. So there's japonica, there's indica. Your indicas are your basmatis and your jasmatis, so you get that fluffier long grain rice. And most of your short and mid grain rices are in the other classification, so they're a little stickier on that. They have that, yes.
And yet I still struggle. I think I might actually do better with the real thing.
Would you like real chopsticks? Or are you gonna use a fork? He's happy because I didn't make him take a picture.
Oh, you didn't take a picture?
No, weren't you paying attention? Were you ignoring me?
I heard it was time to eat and I just sort of glossed over that.
This is the right amount of heat for me. Anything more than this and
I was gonna say there actually is a little bit. I didn't really get it at first, but
it builds.
it's building.
All right. What was it? Can we see Robbie use the real ones? Absolutely. Absolutely. As long as it
by
gets
real
to
ones
your
you
mouth.
mean the fork, right?
No. Here.
Ta-da! Hey, Wolf Mom, as long
Here
as
you go.
it gets in your mouth, you do.
There's some real ones. Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Ha!
Oh my God. Michael, look at that.
And you triggered a hype train.
Kit Creme Delish, Boops the Snoot, TTF Batman, Lord Velos, and it's me, Jess, 764. Thank you so much for all of the gift subs and everybody. Thank you. So thank you. It is random who they go to. Absolutely. All the time. So this is good. Hey,
We need your
good.
hat.
Yay to the new subs. And well, yeah, we need to put some stickers here. How about if you wear the hat right now?
I was gonna give Wolf Mom a shout out, but there we go. I'm taller.
All right, I gotta put the, wait, we got one.
It looks almost like I'm wearing a lampshade with the hat out of frame.
Let's see here, 3. I have to count 4. That's 3. This is 4. I'm just counting, but I need to actually count what I'm
Thank
doing.
you for that shout out.
And then 5. Thank you, Michael. I can't see your name anymore.
Somehow I'm struggling less with the adult version.
I mean, that's a good thing that you're being more adult, don't you think?
Although now that I'm wearing the hat, this seems extra challenging.
All right,
Hold on.
so guys, here's some ideas while Robbie is eating.
Thank you, Megabytes. I'm also fragile.
You're fragile. So we could do like a sweet and sour pork. We could do stir-fried kimchi pork, or we could do a sliced pork with chives. All of this will be in the walk. I already know what I think we're doing, what we're doing with you. I think Megabytes, I think we'll do mushu pork with you so that we can make the pancake. Yeah, so that we can make some pancakes to go with it and all that good stuff. So worst hood I've ever been is adulthood. Yeah. Who told us to go here?
That's true. Everything was a lie.
When the training wheels are removed. Yes, that's true. That is true. Mongolian beef, that's not in the book. Maybe Mongolian beef is, but not P.F. Chang's version. Let me see if Mongolian beef is in here. Because is Mongolian beef made in a, I don't know that that's made in a wok, is it? Isn't that usually on a grill?
I am not the person to ask.
We could do beef with broccoli. We could do beef chow fun.
Rocky's good. He's resting in the other room. He got lots and lots of treats today. He was on camera. He did his stool trick where he posed for us. As long as I had a treat nearby.
We could do ginger beef with snow peas. What about those? Bacon fried rice and teriyaki chicken. Yum. So good. How's Rocky? Mongolian beef, I know, but it's not in here, and I'm cooking from this cookbook. But I'm giving you some other options. We could do beef chow fun. That's a good one.
Is it also fun?
It is also fun. Are you familiar with that? Or we could do a chow mein.
I would have destroyed this whole bowl by now if I'd got to use a fork.
I totally think that's true too. That's what I thought, Megabytes, and that's why since everything is in a wok, it's got to be a wok thing because you guys chose the cookbook called The Wok. We can certainly make Mongolian beef sometime. And at some point we've got to do the bratwurst, the German Texan mix of stuff that Neumu had there that Robbie wrote down, yes?
I made a note. It was a lot, but I made a note about it. Yes.
Okay. The walks of life. Exactly. A walk in the park. He is doing really well with the chopsticks. Look at that.
I've dropped a little bit.
You want this book? It's so good. Kenji writes, I mean, if you like to understand what you're cooking and not just kind of read a cookbook and maybe have like one little hint on it, this is deep dive stuff.
You
Deep
mentioned
dive.
a German brown sauce?
The German food. It was it's gonna be German Texan stuff. So thank you so much for those gift subs, Michael. That was so sweet. And look, he's getting to eat faster, all because you gave gift subs.
Faster, except I, have been dropping food.
So the beef chow fun is going to have I just bought some thinly sliced beef, so this might be a good one to do. And then it'll have onions and garlic and scallions and some sprouts
Right,
and
P.
noodles and noodles. So
Walk it off.
Maybe we'll do that.
Walk it off with the puns.
That's right. Right, P. Goaty. Hello, big ball of yarn. How are you? I got your stuff in the mail, so hopefully you'll get it tomorrow. We'll see. I sent it around.
No,
All right, so I'm gonna do beef chow fun.
I'm not doing as good anymore.
It's not Mongolian beef, but it is. So, y'all need to walk off with these puns. All right, I gotta see who's on. Who's on?
You're on.
I cannot read into myself that I'm aware of.
I guess you could say we all come from different walks of life.
I mean, yes, but no. He's just trying to take people's stuff for his own. All right, let's see here.
And with those gifted subs, Dana, you hit your goal for the month.
I hit my goal for the month. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So good. Look at that. Look at that fridge. Yeah, because we're going to start all over. So take a good look at the fridge. We'll take a picture and post it. But because that'll be coming down, we'll start all over again for June. Let's see. We have Titanium Chef is on.
It's actually getting spicy.
And we have, I don't even know who this is. Crunchwrap Supreme, National Official. Oh, Golden Flare's on with Kanara. That's where we need to go. We need to go, because Golden Flare is in here all the time, making sure that I get cocktails. And today, who was it? Lanix, you tried to get me a cocktail. I never got one.
Do you
It's
have
fine.
the, because I know there's numbers. Is it 0205?
It is Golden Flare 0205.
Right.
That's it. I need to go there and say incoming.
Oh, don't say incoming. That's no fun.
Okay, I won't. We'll just surprise them then. I want to thank all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. So we'll be doing some beef chow fun with some noodles in the wok on Sunday. I don't think I'll have my new wok yet. We'll probably be doing that with Megabytes and Megabytes on Thursday. Well, next Thursday, a week from today, we're going to try and do some mushu pork is what we're going to make. So everything this month, we're really trying to work as much as we can out of the wok by Kenji. So thank you so much for being here. I'm trying to learn as much as I can so I can be here for you. You want to go look at pantry staples for Asian food, you can go look in my food category on my Discord and be there. We had some news coming up for you guys. So come in on Sunday so you can hear some of what the news is. That's happening around here. So I am so thankful for all of you guys. Always that you spend so much time with us here. Thank you, Luminology. And remind John how moist it all is. You should totally do that Megabytes. It'd be great. And I'll see you guys later. So